Mde Maka Ska is the name of that lake. But in terms of Mde Maka Ska as an event, it's about water. Not necessarily just about water, it's about the sacredness of water and our relationship to that lake. The vision of Mde Maka Ska is to utilize this local lake as one of our primary conduits for reinvigorating our respect for water. To teach our young people how to say thank you, how to say wopila for the water in our midst. One of the events that really contributed to the success of the Mde Maka Ska event was what we call scouting parties. We would take our active lifestyles facilitator from the Healthy Nations program and team them up with scouts. And those scouts could be 2 or 3 people, and their responsibility was to go and explore a waterway or a lake that we were never on before, and then come back and report to the larger group of youth what they've seen, if it was safe to go there, if they recommended to go there, if there was camping sites available. All of those types of considerations were taken into account. And so the responsibility of our scouts were to go southward from the sacred lake down the sacred river, and we had hoped to intersect with Chachawakpa. It didn't happen because that sacred river is now choked with debris, with overgrowth of trees, with garbage, and so it's polluted now. And we wanted to say, well, how could we take our young people and say, stop this pollution, respect this water? And we knew that we couldn't take in large numbers local youth up north onto those isolated rivers. So we selected this area. And we selected this area because it was immediate access to all of our young people and schools and communities. We would bring fathers, mothers, and children here and canoe across this lake to the other lakes that are attached to this and back. We'd start here, go across the other 2 lakes that are attached to this, and arrive there at lunch, cook, have dinner there, and canoe back to this very shoreline. That was the conception at that time of Mde Maka Ska. The architecture of the canoe was designed by, in this region, Dakota people. So the Dakota people use asa, which is birch bark, to design the canoes and place them on this water, and thereby create a relationship not only with the water but with the fish and the plant life that grows here. So when we have the Mde Maka Ska event, we utilize the water often as the primary flagship event because of its relationship to not only history but the recovery of health.
This place has always been a place where lots of children have lived and learned about life, and I think it's important to bring that back. It's good for the Indian kids because it reinstills in them this sense of pride in who they are and a strong sense of identity. You know, historically, as Indian people, that's how we learn being close to the earth and working with it and learning from it.
Mde Maka Ska basically has 2 categories of experience that occur right here on this land in our event. One is land-based and one is water-based events. Water-based events is basically placing the canoe back on Mde Maka Ska, the surface. That's significant because it's placing the sacred architecture of the canoe back in relationship with the water again. The other piece is the land-based activities we have here. Usually we'll have anywhere from 10 to 15 land-based activities stretched out in this entire area here. And it's to engage youth in culturally relevant activities. But it's also a way to rotate them through so that they're eventually getting a chance to get on the water. But it's to really reunite them with a sacred element that's right in the midst of our community that's not only available to all the people currently here, but to Indigenous people as well, to make them feel at home and a part of a history that belongs to them.
Welcome, good morning. It's good to see you. Today we're here to honor the waters and honor this place.
So if the volunteers can get to their stations, I would appreciate it. And I want everybody to have a safe, quality day and look forward to hearing stories of wonderful things that people have experienced today.
The bowl of water in the center between the 4 trees is from the opening ceremony. It was collected out of the lake this morning, and the water spirit behind it accompanied that water collection out of the lake. And when the ceremony ended, brought those items up here so they had a place to be, not run over by all the feet running this way and that down there. Throughout the day, people can come here and leave a flag, a piece of cloth with some message to the water, some reflection about what it's been to be here so close to the water all day, and what thoughts about the water have come, what Thanksgiving people want to express before they leave, and write it on the strip of cloth and tie it onto the string that surrounds that.
We are at Mde Maka Ska 2013. It's where we go out canoeing every year or so. Right now we have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders and 5th graders from our school and some 4th graders. And we go out here to enjoy the lake, and usually we always go canoeing, or some of us do, unless we don't want to, and do other fun stuff.
I am Sarah Gensmer, and I'm the Experiential Education Program Coordinator at Noah Youth Center School. We are teaching kids some basic canoe strokes, C strokes, J strokes, how to balance in canoes, how to work together out on the water, how to get in and out of them safely, and we're just giving them time to go around and paddle really and just be on the water.
In your teams, you are going to go on a Dakota word hunt all around this area where there are activities.
This activity is mask making. The animals that we chose for the masks are ones that you would find in the area. There are foxes, there are rabbits, and there are all kinds of birds.
Hi, my name's Emily. I'm from Wolf Ridge, and I was doing water quality testing with the students, and we were testing for phosphorus, nitrate levels, which are a level of the fertilizers that are in Lake Calhoun or Mde Maka Ska. We also were testing for pH, dissolved oxygen to see what the oxygen levels were, and we found that it was pretty good for oxygen levels, a lot of phosphorus, a lot of nitrate in it. So fertilizers are in there. But it was a good day. They got interested in it, and yeah, that was my station.
And on the other half of the station, we were looking at macroinvertebrates, the large bugs that are in the water. Students put on waders, stayed dry at the beginning at least, and went out and collected bugs that we looked at and found out that the water quality wasn't too bad. However, now all of the waders are wet. All of the kids are wet, and they're still having fun.
Successful day.
Successful day.
This is typically the time of year that a lot of schools go on field trips. It's the end of the year, weather is nice, they do the kind of valley fair type trip. And I really believe this is an opportunity for there to be a really fun day, but it be cultural, it be educational, and also kind of community building as well. And so it's been really great over the last few years.
I figured out that there's little tiny insects inside water.
Well, I learned today some Dakota language.
Frisbee, kickball, making masks, mustaches.
This scavenger hunt, and then there's these bookmarks, and then if you lift them up, you put some clear nail polish into some water, and you put the bookmarks under it, and when you pull it up, it makes this cool design.
It's like this little card that you put your name on, and you grab water. It's like clear fingernail polish. And once you drop it into the water, it makes like this cool coloring thing. So when you put your card in there, you pull it back up. It's like lots of colors on it. Once you let it dry, it'll look really cool afterwards.
I learned that I still love canoeing.
Yeah, I did as well, and I learned somewhat how to fish.
I'm learning a lot about the lake, about the spirits and whatnot.
I learned something about water is that when it's in a bowl and it's under stuff and it has a reflection, it looks like it's a bubble.
You know, I've learned to not worry as much because it always turns out really well, and it's been different every year, and that's what makes, I think, it exciting. If it was the same every year, that wouldn't be as fun. I've learned that, you know, everybody just is interested in bringing the kids together and having a good time. It's also a really great opportunity for Native students from schools where there might not be very many Native kids to come and be together with kind of peers and to feel proud of their heritage today in the lake.
You're on the opposite side, right? You got it, guys? Okay, good.
She's coming in right now. We've been teasing her about this for years, so this is a big accomplishment to get her in the canoe. So we're very proud of her today.
It's kind of like organized chaos. It's we had a couple people tip, but it could be a lot worse than it is. And no, everyone seems to be having a good time. So
all I can say is it wasn't my fault.
Well, it's an essential in human life. Like, you can't survive without water.
And not only in human life, but animal plant life, and it affects us directly and indirectly. It's a source of renewal and growth. So, and in healing in our culture, so it's pretty important.
Because it's part of Mother Earth.
I hope that all the youth and students who come here for Mde Maka Ska will learn to acknowledge and respect each other in healthy ways. To be able to build community by their own efforts rather than always having us adults tell them how to do it. I'd like to see eventually Mde Maka Ska grow, expand, and extend out of our spring event so that we're incorporating summer, fall, and winter events as well. Mde Maka Ska is just now growing.